also not going to be showing the avatar for this just because I am not exactly in a good mood to be joking, because this is just atrocious. But enough stalling. Let's begin.
I'm going to go through the entire timeline as it happened so that you have as much information as possible. At certain points, I'm going to have to combat things that people have said about me that aren't true. But that doesn't mean I didn't also make mistakes and that there also aren't valid criticisms. I hope to address criticisms that I think are wrong and those that I think are right. And I apologize about the generic Minecraft footage, but I just don't do well on camera. So this will have—
What the fuck? You don't do well on camera. So I'm going to ignore for a minute the pickup fucking story, because there would be several videos of him doing pickup game back in the day.
Now, legend.
He's shown his face multiple times on camera. So what the fuck is this nonsense? So let me get this straight. You could show your face on camera for several sponsored segments, some of which go on for several minutes. The sponsored segments, by the way. But you can't show your face for a video. Weird fucking optics, but okay.
I had been personally told there was a cash settlement, which numerous others said they were—
By the way, I love how he just threw this person under the bus, but sure.
It turned out to be false. I believed it to be true at the time. I had been personally told there was a cash settlement.
You were told by who exactly? This person? Well, who the fuck is this person? Wait, your evidence is a Reddit comment saying, I wonder if this is true. I'm suspecting it is, honestly. Is this the same guy who said Apollo settled earlier? Confidently, a figure I'm being told was well over 10K. You don't have proof of this! What the fuck? That's not proof. That's hearsay. Who the fuck is this person? There's the cash settlement, but to my best knowledge, Billy took much less and really only wanted the videos. According to Junior. Again, who is this person? He's clearly a different format. Is it the same cast person, or is it somebody different? Is this one of the fucking siblings of Apollo? Is this a fucking member of the legal team? Who the fuck is this person? To the average Joe, they're not gonna know who the fuck any of these people are.
With one of them even claiming to have spoken with Apollo directly.
Not super in the know on Apollo. Oh, okay, so the highlighted bit is the blue shit? From what he talked about it. That does not mean he talked to Apollo. That could literally mean from what he knows, because it's very much possible Apollo could have literally mentioned this on social media. That doesn't infer that he talked to Apollo. What are you doing?
Obviously, a Reddit post isn't usually very credible, but this person made these comments and was talking about the settlement before the settlement was even public.
That's still hearsay, though. You don't know if this person's legit. Could have been fucking fake. He could have been my fucking cousin Jimmy that totally exists. Like, that's not proof.
Which implied to me that they knew what they were talking about and it was trustworthy. And to the idea that Apollo Legend may have paid Billy Mitchell a large sum of money was already out in the public. In a 2020 Easyscape video, he said this.
Like I mentioned—
Hey, wait a minute. This is a video by Easyscape, right? How come the video doesn't exist? Hey, Carl. Why doesn't the video exist?
Hello,
Why
ladies and
doesn't the
gents.
video exist? Why doesn't the video... I'm looking. I don't seeing it. I am not seeing it. Oh, wait, that's right. Because you can't fucking find it publicly. Oh, would you look at that? Magically, it's unlisted. Your evidence is not easily accessible evidence. Well, hey, maybe he linked it in the description. Nope. No, he did not.
I then sent Apollo's brother an email explaining
Why didn't you do this the first time?
the situation, and asked if he could confirm if my statement was incorrect. Several hours after I removed the statement from my video, Billy posted to his channel a response video. In it, he stated that my claim was wrong and that I was accusing him of murder.
May 26th, Jobs released a video downright loaded with false defamatory statements. The most heinous accusation related to Apollo's passing. In the video, Jobs outright states that I drove Apollo to suicide. In his words, he may as well have just said murder.
Several days later, I received a concerns notice from Billy's lawyer. This is a legal document that you must send to someone before you sue them for defamation. It's the first step in the process. It needs to outline the words of which they complain, what they imply.
Okay, what the fuck is the statement here?
Sue them for defamation. It's the first step in the process. It needs to
Wait a minute. I just realized this. Lawsuit leaves him deeply in debt. requires him to find extra work. Why was he in debt? Oh, because of the lawsuit from Billy. This left him deeply in debt, which required him to find extra work, but with his ongoing health issues, this was all too much of a burden, and he took his own life. This was all too much of a burden. Tangent over.
This is a legal document that you must send to someone before you sue them for defamation. It's the first step in the process. It needs to outline the words of which they complain, what they imply, and why they are false.
Most people would look at this and think, oh, he took his own life because on top of having the medical issues, there was also this big debt that he had to pay. Well, how did he get the big debt? Oh, that was because of the lawsuit with Billy Mitchell. So most people would probably think, oh, Billy's responsible for this, even though that's not fucking true. Okay, so yeah, there's another source. Karl could have literally just fucking talked to the lawyer about it, or like paid to get the court details. Fuck. Almost 7,000 comments. Your page boasts that it has been viewed by over 580,000, so almost 600,000 people. Half a fucking million. And it probably spread from there. Yeah, that's grounds for defamation. I can absolutely fucking see that.
I didn't take this seriously when I received it, because it wasn't the first concerns notice that Billy had ever sent me. A year earlier, Billy had sent me a concerns notice after I called him a cheater in a video about Guinness World Records. This was just after they reinstated his fake world records. The concerns notice was ridiculous, as obviously, Billy is a proven cheater and everyone knows this. And
Not at the time, though. At the time, like, this wasn't proven yet. We wouldn't see a lot of those videos or a lot of those decisions till years after the fact, so yeah, it's stupid that Billy Mitchell would throw these fucking claims around. Of course it's fucking stupid that he would do that. But it's like, I just can't get over that. You didn't take it seriously? Oh, I'm getting threatened with a potential lawsuit. Anyways, how's the weather? Like,
so there was no reason for me to believe that his second concerns notice regarding Apollo Legend was any more trustworthy, and I assumed it was completely bogus and an attempt to silence me, just like all of his other actions. A couple of days after I received Billy's concerns notice regarding Apollo Legend, I re-edited my video to add back in my claims regarding the settlement.
what? 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 You edited it back in after the concerns notice. I just got this legal notice. I better put it back up. That makes it worse. Oh god, that makes it worse. What is this nonsense?
Again, I believed them to be true, and my efforts to avoid legal action by taking them down had failed. In the pinned comment of Billy's response video, he even said that removing the words or making a retraction would make no difference.
I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't like Billy Mitchell. What Billy's saying here is fucking true. You based a fucking claim off of nothing. You insinuated heavily that Billy was responsible for this when he wasn't. And you profited off of this and showed it to over 500,000 people. Yeah, a simple retraction is not good enough. Because the damage is done. You don't even have to be a fucking genius to realize that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Of course, a simple retraction's not going to do it in this case when 500,000 people see false claims being spread and you profiting off of it. Holy fuck. How do you not notice this?
In the pinned comment of Billy's response video, he even said that removing the words or making a retraction would make no difference. Several days after I reinstated my claim, I received an email reply from Apollo Legend's brother. He confirmed that originally, Billy had tried to get money from Apollo, but this great...
So this actually does tend to happen in like these settlement cases, where if you can't pay, they'll try to work something out, whether it be like in payments or like in other factors. This happens at courts / trials all the time, where it's like if somebody can't pay, there's ways of doing that. Sometimes if it's a high fee, they'll take assets or freeze your account. Like there's multiple ways to go about this. And sometimes it's money changing hands to say, hey, you defamed me. Like, okay, so here's the money. Or in this case, I won't be able to pay this. Is there something else that can be done? And they decided, okay, just take the videos down. And that's it. Like, that's how negotiations work. If you can't achieve something, you find a way around this. this is actually common. That's compromising. What the fuck?
As soon as I received this email, I removed my claim from my video, and it has been gone ever since. After I removed the claim from my video, we responded to Billy's lawyers advising them that the segment was removed and that I would be issuing a retraction. Billy said this was not sufficient, and in
Of course it wouldn't be sufficient. You made money off the fucking video, and furthermore, you showed it to 500,000 people. And if it was so easy for you to get this fucking proof/statement from the brother of Ben Smith, why didn't you do that at first instead of just basing your comments off of Reddit? You literally could have gone to the source themselves to get this. This is your fault. So what probably would have been done is just for Jobst to pay Mitchell the amount for damages, because that was very damaging. Especially with 500,000.
the response from Billy's lawyer, they stated that proceedings were necessary. Despite this, I still planned on releasing a retraction. And in my video, The Greatest Feat in Video Game History, I included this segment at the end. Now,
At the end. How long is this video?
I'm releasing a retraction. And in my video, The Greatest Feat
30 minutes and 14 seconds. And you showcase this at the end. You could have literally made a retraction in the form of a separate video or a YouTube short, because I think that was around at the time. You could have done a short on it. It probably would have been viewed by a lot of people. Or you could have just done a separate fucking video. Why was it included at the end here? Your retraction comes at the end of the video when less and less people are watching. This video may have 2.7 million views, but I guarantee you this 2.7 million people did not watch till the end. Most of them probably fell off.
Feat in Video Game History, I included this segment at the end. Now, before I finish the video, I would like to take this opportunity to correct something that I said in a previous video. Back in May, I talked about the new lawsuits filed by Todd Rogers and Billy Mitchell. In that video, I made the claim that Apollo Legend paid money to Billy Mitchell as part of their settlement. I would never make such a claim unless I had very good evidence to support my position.
Very good evidence. I reiterate, your source came from Reddit. Based on hearsay.
In response to this, Billy Mitchell released a video accusing me of lying and claimed that no money was exchanged. He didn't provide any evidence to back up this claim, nor did...
Neither did you! Neither did you! Like, holy shit, you based your comments off Reddit comments! And sure, he could have fucking shown evidence, absolutely. But you were the one making the claim! It was your job to do that!
My standard of evidence has changed dramatically since I made this original claim, so of course, now I disagree with my statement that I had very good evidence. But I was just trying to say that I didn't just make this up out of nowhere. And I didn't consider Billy's legal threat against me as him trying to get in contact with me, which is why I said that he didn't. After I released my retraction, my lawyers contacted Billy's lawyer to let them know, though we never heard back. I've heard a lot of people say that I never made a retraction, or never attempted to correct the record, or was trying to hide my retraction, and that if only I had just...
Yes, you did! You literally did! You showcased it at the end of a video!
Just made a retraction, this entire thing would have been avoided. But that's just not the case. I wanted the retraction to get as many views as possible. I even said as much to my lawyers at the time. And ultimately, it did.
No, it didn't. It really didn't. Because most people didn't see it. And even if you did, the damage was done. You can't just break a vase, for instance, and just say sorry and that's it. Especially if it's an expensive vase. In those cases, you would have to pay for it to get it fixed or to replace it. Depending on the action, there's more than just saying I'm sorry.
My retraction got far more views than the original video.
Yeah, because it had nothing to do with the fucking retraction. Your video was in regards to Dark Souls. In fact, here is the most replayed section. And the most replayed section, I reiterate, oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? The most replayed section is the big moment where this feat is accomplished. But notice how in the most replayed section, the apology is barely even mentioned. Fascinating. That's just... Great. Also, the guy I think is trying to eat my background. Get the fuck away from the background. Anyways.
In fact, they were playing segments on national news about how Billy was suing me for cheating.
A bitter war of Donkey Kong has exploded, with controversy over a high score making it all the way to a Queensland courtroom. An American video game champion is suing a Brisbane YouTuber over cheating claims.
And they didn't think that because I told them or because they watch my videos. They ran that story because of the arguments that were being made during the lawsuit and the nature of the pleadings. In Australian defamation, you must look at the entire publication. If I publish a video, Billy doesn't get to just extract a single paragraph and ignore everything else. In the video where I made those claims about the Apollo settlement, I also claimed that Billy was exposed for cheating. I claimed that he was banned for cheating. I said that he abuses the legal system to force people to acknowledge his video game scores. And I said that he expressed joy at the thought of Apollo Legends' death. Because he did. I mean, I even showed in that same video text messages where Billy said he would try his hardest not to smile and giggle if Apollo Legend was actually dead. So as part of Australian defamation law, there is a concept known as contextual truth. And
Okay, let's read this. Yeah, I am at... Okay, fair enough. But here's the problem with that. Couldn't an argument be made that depending on the claim in question, if it's on how serious the claim is, that it could overshadow the non-defamatory one? Because I imagine that'd be a case-by-case basis. Otherwise, that could probably be exploited easily by some people in those courts. So I imagine that some of those courts are looking at it on a case-by-case basis. Actually, where is this definition even from? Let me look at this. Wait a minute! No! No fucking shot! No shot! Give me a minute. No. Carl, what the fuck? The source is from an AI overview of the goddamn thing. I can't write this shit. It's evidence. It's fucking AI. Oh my god, that's funny. Holy shit. Hang on. Where'd you get the source from? I got it from ChatGPT. Alright, let's look it up from an actual fucking legal site instead of using fucking AI overview. That's interesting, Senator. Why aren't you backing up with a source? My source is DeepSeek. The defense of contextual truth in Australian defamation laws, defendants argue that a publication contains some substantially true statements that outweigh any potentially defamatory. Outweigh. So an argument can easily be made that a false statement like, oh gee, I don't know, claiming that Billy was responsible for the stuff with Apollo when it wasn't, the true statements can't fucking overpower that. Because the true statements was that Billy was cheating. There's a major difference between cheating in a video game speedrun and claiming that somebody was responsible for the death of somebody. So even if we ignore that he used fucking ChatGPT for his source, this doesn't work. Because what matters is if it outweighs the damaging ones. Do you really think that Billy getting debunked for cheating stuff, that he was cheating, outweighs accusing him of killing somebody? No. The outweighing part is not mentioned here. And that's kind of relevant, because as I showcased, it kind of matters in this. And that's why using AI for stuff like this does not work.
I will say one thing, though. The judge found Billy Mitchell to be a credible witness, and essentially accepted his full oral testimony as...
Let me read this. Do not consider these answers to be unduly aggressive. Okay, you're referring to a citation / note. Well, what the fuck is the citation / note referring to? Man, it'd be nice to read the document. Oh, right. Forgot about that. Right.
As fact, despite our many attempts to show that Billy is a liar. For example, we have Billy on video in 2023 during his Twin Galaxies deposition saying that the effect I've had on him is minimal.
Did the actions that Karl Jobst and David Race and Jeremy Young and Jeff Harris take also cause you emotional distress?
That is minimal compared to this.
Why?
Because this is where it all began.
Wasn't the lawsuit about the cheating shit? His claims about the cheating shit would be minimal because what fucking authority does Karl and the others have when it comes to cheating in leaderboards and shit? None. But it's another thing in regards to the claims about being responsible for somebody's life being snuffed out. Remember, the Twin Galaxies lawsuit was over Billy Mitchell getting upsetty spaghetti because they took off his fucking scores. Because they believe he cheated. Eventually settling with them going up on some like fucking retrospective board thingamajig. Like basically just say, this is what it was back then. It's not part of the main site though, it's like an archive of much older from a different time.
However, during my trial, he claimed the exact opposite and said that I basically ruined his life. And the judge completely
Ruined his life for what? The cheating ruined it? You don't show this. Like what? The cheating ruined his life? Or the fucking claim that he was responsible for somebody going to the Shadow Realm? Karl, where's your fucking evidence of this? You were able to show this deposition, but you can't show yours?
Thank you so much to everyone who has supported me for the past few years. I can assure you that you have made this process much easier than it would have been, not only for me, but for my family as well. And I'm truly sorry to everyone I let down by not handling this as well as I could have. Thanks for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I do hope that I get to see you in the next video.
Okay, that'll do it. Look, I don't think Karl did this maliciously or anything. I think he is just a genuine fucking moron, but this response was just so bad.